Hi, I'm Bob James, Chairman of the West Newbury Historical Commission. On Thursday, September 3rd, 2020, the Town of West Newbury and the Historic Commission unveiled a historic marker at the Town Hall. It is dedicated to the late Julian D. Steele, who was the first Black Town Moderator in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. Julian was born October 20th, 1906, in Savannah, Georgia, son of the late Alexander McPherson Steele, a postal worker in Savannah, and Minnie Sarah Ellis, daughter of a prominent Boston pastor. Sometime between 1913 and 1915, he moved to Boston with his mother and siblings. His brother, Joseph, is a noted jazz pianist and band leader. He also has 3 sisters. He attended Boston Latin School, graduating in 1925. He went on to Harvard College, graduating in 1929. He studied at the New York School of Social Work as an advanced student in 1930 and was the holder of a Julius Rosenwald Fellowship. By 1932, he was the director of Boston's Robert Gould Shaw Settlement House in Roxbury that helps underserved inner-city kids and families. While at R.G. Shaw, he met his future wife, Mary Bradley Polly Dawes. They were married 6 years later in 1938 in a small church in New York City. They have 1 daughter, Emily, who is herself a graduate of Harvard. Emily has 2 children and 1 grandchild. After he was forced to resign from R.G. Shaw because of his mixed-race marriage, he became director of the Armstrong Hemingway Foundation in 1939, which focuses on affordable housing and instruction in child care. In 1943, Julian and Polly bought what was to become Dr. Brackbill's Christmas Tree Farm on Crane Neck Street, where he established a small dairy herd. Julian became the first Black Town Moderator in the Commonwealth in 1952, when he was unanimously elected to that position. He served as moderator until his death in 1970. He and his wife, Polly, were engaged in the community with numerous interests, ranging from schools to church to summer theater. Julian formed a men's forum at the Congregational Church here in the town of West Newbury, which became so large that they had to meet in the town hall. Julian was appointed to the Massachusetts Parole Board in 1954. In 1960, he was appointed Assistant Administrator to the U.S. Housing and Home Financing Agency with responsibility for New England and New York. He became the Deputy Commissioner of Urban Renewal in the Massachusetts Department of Commerce and Development in 1965 and was appointed Commissioner of the Massachusetts Department of Community Affairs in 1968. Julian held several leadership posts with the NAACP beginning in the 1940s, including president of the Boston branch. In 1958, he was elected president of the Boston Urban League. Active in his church in West Newbury, he became moderator of the Congressionalists of Essex County and then vice moderator of Massachusetts. In 1954, he was named the first African American moderator, principal layman, for the Massachusetts Congressional Christian Conference. January 17, 1970, Julian passed away from a heart attack at his home on Crane Neck Street. He is buried in the Walnut Hill Cemetery next to his wife, Polly. On Wednesday, April 8, 1970, the Honorable Hastings Keith, a Massachusetts representative, read into the United States Congressional Record a tribute to Julian. At the February 27, 1971 West Newbury Town meeting, former Police Chief Eugene M. Willis, Jr. read into the town meeting record a resolution to Julian. During the town's bicentennial year celebration, 2019, the Historic Commission issued monthly stories about the town historic markers, and began to think about a new marker honoring Julian Steele. And so, in November 2019, the town unanimously voted to install a marker using Community Preservation Act funds. We recognize that Julian Steele holds a special place not just in West Newbury history, but in Massachusetts history as well. We felt that his many accomplishments should be recognized by our community, and that a marker at the place where he was elected town moderator and presided over meetings would be a fitting tribute to his legacy. Thank you.